Hi everyone, my name is Anna Rohal and welcome to my fifth and final book critique. My feature text for this week is The Book Rescuer, and it was written by Sue Macy and illustrated by Stacey Innerst. This book is about a boy named Aaron Lansky who becomes inspired by stories from his family, and he grows into a man who's dedicated to preserving the Yiddish culture, and he creates a library where he collects Yiddish books so that everyone can learn the language and view them. I chose this text because the events surrounding the Holocaust have always been an interest to me, and I always believe that learning about other cultures helps us better understand and empathize with one another. This book was very interesting to me as I read it, because I never really learned about the Yiddish culture before, and its loss is definitely very devastating to the people who are connected to it. So it's very important that this is preserved so that what is embedded in our history is passed on to the younger generations. So my lesson ideas are for the 7th grade level, one for social studies and one for language arts. The social studies lesson involves teaching students about how cultures are formed and how they evolve, and the language arts lesson involves students going out into their community and interviewing someone about their culture and bringing their findings back to share with the class. My social studies lesson idea involves teaching students about how cultures can be heavily influenced by what resources they rely on, and how cultures can change depending on various factors over time, especially other cultures. Supplementing this with videos is probably the best way to get this across, especially documentaries that are all about studying this concept of shifting, changing cultures throughout history. It's especially evident in their mythology because it reflects the culture of the time. So that could be a very interesting topic. And of course, creating a post-assessment to gauge the students' understanding of the material is a good way to go. And finally, wrapping it all up with the discussion that through our ability to understand these cultures and where they came from and how they came to be today, it gives context for why things are the way they are. My language arts lesson idea involves the students going out and interviewing someone about their culture, and then giving them time in class to do their own research on that culture, and then they're able to create an infographic using Canva, and then they'll be able to share these infographics in a school-wide presentation event celebrating different cultures. Canva is a great resource for teachers. It has a program that if you verify that you are a teacher, you can get extra resources for your class. It comes with its own photo library, so you can, so students have access to images that they can just place right into their infographic. And they can make, it's intuitively easy to make infographics. It aligns things to the center with guidelines, and it comes with templates that students can work off of. Let me show you the other books I critiqued this week. 20 Yawns is a book about a young girl who had a wonderful day at the beach before having a bit of a restless night. She manages to find her stuffed animal friends and be able to tuck in nice and safe. This is a good book to read with young children before they go to bed. Esperanza Rising is about a girl's journey as she overcomes the many trials and tribulations in her life, as she flees Mexico to live in America, and is over time reunited with her family. This is a great book for introducing students to Mexican culture. Nana in the City is about a young boy going to visit his grandma who recently moved to the city, and how he adapts to the completely different atmosphere that a big city like New York or Boston is like. This is a great book for introducing young children to the topic of moving to different places, and allows them to share their experiences with moving. Awful Ogre's Awful Day is a silly poem about an ogre as he goes throughout his day, and all the good things he experienced he calls awful, because he enjoys being awful and he boasts about it. This is a good, fun poem to start introducing young children to poetry, especially with the simple rhyme scheme and the entertaining topic. Locomotion is a book of poems written from the perspective of a boy named Lonnie, who is dealing with the loss of his parents in a fire, and being separated from his sister in the foster care system. His teacher gave him this book as an exercise to learn poetry and also to express himself. This is a good book to introduce the idea of writing poetry as a form of self-expression. Probably Still Nick Swanson is a book from the perspective of a boy named Nick, and it follows his everyday life and how he copes with the death of his sister. This is a good book for introducing the topic of special ed to the class. Mr. Popper's Penguins is a silly story about a man and his family caring for a group of penguins. This book is good for introducing new vocabulary to the students. Thank you for watching my book critique, and have a nice day!